Wolverine 59 of Gamers X here. Before I get started with this, hang on. Okay. Before I get started with this, I'm gonna start. We're gonna start the shout outs. Okay, if I haven't said your name, type them in the comments. But Rishi, Astro Studio, and guess who? Steve and Larson. If you haven't been following my short videos, basically what happened was I mentioned how Steve and Larson ended up, Steve from Steve and Larson ended up on with the Wrestling Jeopardy, and then all of a sudden they mention, like, he mentions me, and then so all of a sudden I get a ding, a comment about that, so I responded to that. Then they hit me back by saying, congratulations on your 10-year anniversary, and they subscribed to me, and I couldn't believe that happened. It's like, I've been watching them daily, and wow, I couldn't believe it. So okay, so Chris Evans, he came out talking about his return to Avengers. I think it's either Doomsday or yeah, it's Doomsday, because there were the mini trailers. So he comes out and says, yeah, I'm in the movie, I just don't know. He's basically trying to catch us off guard, but it's okay. It's better that way. He's okay. I found the article. So it's like, basically he's starting. Okay, he's gonna be in Secret Wars, but he doesn't know when. Well, he's going back in a couple of months, but he can't say how much he's in the movie. So that's interesting, to say the least. The fact that he's like, I have no clue. I have no clue what's gonna happen. And Robert Downey Jr. Comes out, talks about his return, and the thing is, originally we were gonna have the Tony Stark ending in Infinity War, but I haven't looked so much into that. But from what I'm guessing, what was happening was, I'm guessing that he was gonna sacrifice himself in the Infinity War, and we wouldn't have him in Endgame. I'm not sure. So So, I'm looking at the newest where they were talking about bringing him in. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the article. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, who is it? Okay. I got it wrong. Sorry. It's basic. Well, okay, it was talking about the return, the whole age. Um, when we saw that he's coming back as Doctor Doom. And so, okay, I thought I was going to talk about uh, Robert Downey Jr.'s comments, but no, it's basically saying the how they were digging of how this gonna work. Okay, but so I apologize for that, but I did. I'm still looking through the article though to make sure. Or wait a minute. I'm gonna try to read this as our Infinity War conversation continued. I asked Downey if he learned anything specific about the importance of a villain that he's taking with him to Avengers Doomsday. His portrayal of Victor Von Doom, he replied, I'm quite odd in that I try to stay removed from a subjective experience of things as I can, sorry. So I try to think like the brothers. I try to feel like I'm in the writing room. I try to feel all that stuff, but eventually there are many big shoes to step into that I just have to go. What hasn't been done as well as it could be done yet? Oh, okay, I see where. So it's basically okay. What haven't we done previously with all the other Avengers movies that we haven't done before? That's what I'm kind of getting. Okay, here's more, and a lot of it has been. There's some experimentation. We've had moments that shift here, but we landed in the place that I think will more than suffice. And it's not even how I executed it. It's about the way it's been structured and the other characters. There's something going on in Doomsday and going forward that is literally the only antidote to how do we not have these films how do you not have these films be a letdown after in the Infinity War and in that game. And boy, have we labored long and hard to bring that down. So they're basically trying to make sure that the movie's not gonna be like, ah, like, man, this isn't good. But at least they're trying at their best. And from that last quote, that year had to be RDJ or the Russo brothers. Either way, it's true. And luckily, since Civil War, you know that they have the trust. That I think back to my time in theater class. I remember, like, my professor was like, "Why is it that anybody that's worked with Tim Burton always keep coming back to Tim Burton?" And everybody's saying money, but he goes, "Okay, I can see why you think that, but it's mostly trust." And ever since then, that always stayed with me, because trust. You look at I'm trying to. Okay, Kevin Smith, for example. Anybody who's worked with him keep going back. Why? Trust. Melissa Benoist, Supergirl. Not only for the Supergirl episode that he did, she was in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Then she came back in Clerks 3, plain and simple. Let me dig of who else. Let me dig of who else. And we'll get, the, wait, okay, I was good, no, I guess that's only that, Tim Burton's the obvious choice, because you look throughout all of his movies, you see the actors that pop up. That's like plain and simple. Man, I can't really, but yeah, like, even Chris Evans for Winter Soldier, and the fact of the matter is, like, I know the argument is, like, what's happened to the movie star or the like. Nobody's looking at the other like nobody's looking at their other movies other than the superhero genre, but that's not exactly all true. I watched Chris Evans in Gifted. I I like that movie. If anybody who doesn't, yeah, like I can't really change your mind. Um, um, I mean, I'm not gonna anyway. It's like, hey, if you don't like it, that's cool. Um, I've seen Ian McKellen, not not just X Men, Lord of the Rings. I've seen him in other stuff too. Um, man, like like um like yeah, I've seen Robert Downey Jr. prior to Iron Man, and but the reason is one, trust, and two, even though it does feel like typecasting and all that, but at least with all the love of these movies, they don't have to feel like you know obligated to do this again. They'll keep showing up for these, but yeah, I can't wait for these. And yeah, sorry for these 2 months I wasn't doing anything. Again, when I was doing the anniversary video, I didn't know what my schedule was gonna be. So sometimes I think that I'm gonna do a video, but then I end up not doing the video. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the Gamer Realm channel, Subi Mobile, the Anything Evil podcast, all of them. Yeah, so Wolverine 59 one of Gamers X's sign out with large R card. Have a good one.